from the past, just refreshing my memory and putting on the live stream. Police corruption, stolen phones, illegal intel, gathering illegal intel, etc. Organized crime, organized stalking, um, and possible hacking of profiles, and etc. Utilizing the illegal intel and the phones stolen. Um, but I've lost phones throughout my life, right? But the one time I lost phones was with Igor and Anna, and I feel like this dude Mike Baker was there, but I'm not sure. He was outside in the back patio, but we're chilling and all that, partying, whatever, early in the morning, etc. But it could have been someone else. And then I had lost my phone. It was a ghetto little Android that my mom gave me, I think. And then it was with Igor, the Russian homie with a big tattoo on his back, a Russian tattoo. Uh, and then with this other girl Anna, and then I think she was Italian or some shit. Um, it was up in the West Salem Hills, and then I lost the phone. It was a little ghetto Android. The other one was a little ghetto Android because I had lost my phone and I had got another one. I think, if I could correct, one of the other. I lost one of them at one time and then got another one from my mom. One of the one of the other. I don't know which one. One of them I had first, and I can't remember which one was which. But I was with the homie Brandon and my black homie, and we're going to the strip club, and I ended up getting pulled over in South Salem, and getting he took all my stuff out of my pocket, put it in my beanie. And I seen him put my phone in my beanie, right? And then when I got to the thing, it wasn't in my stuff. The cop had stole it, I believe, for illegal intel, right? And and then when I got out, I went to the city hall and the police station downtown, and they didn't have no phone there, no nothing, no idea what happened. Da 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 da. The cop had either stole it. I know he didn't lose it because he put it in my beanie, and then it was missing, right? Um, but yeah, that's one way that the Salem police. I'm not saying all police are bad, but I mean they do all talk to each other. So um, there's that. But but they gather illegal intel on people, and they can incorporate hacking of your profiles and hacking of other things and implement their plots and plans or whatever if they wanted to. Um, this happens with unless they're just gathering intel, your phone number, your profiles, etc., pictures, whatever the case may be. Um, um, but anyways, that had happened. Uh, um, it's 1:43 a.m. Anyways, uh, that had happened, and I'm pretty sure I felt like it was a setup because I had anxiety that day. Like, they wanted me to get pulled over and stuff because I had anxiety, and then we ended up getting pulled over, and my phone ended up coming missing, right? But anyways, that's two things. Then another thing on Independence PD, Officer Herrera. Well, let's correlate this first. When I was moving from West Salem to Monmouth area, when I first came to over here, this area, there was a baby blue Altima in front of me, and I was on live stream the whole time while I was moving, while I was packing, while I was in the car, and I was like, "Mom, who's that in front of us or whatever?" And then because I felt anxiety from the car in front of us, I never seen that blue Altima, right? Or not that I remember, unless it's the one that shot at me by 7-Eleven, which I'm pretty sure it might have been. And then in 7-Eleven West Salem, it shot at me. Me and the homie the homie was driving, and we just came back from Taco Bell, and they shot at me. But anyways, I don't know if it's the same as car, but it looks the same. Anyways, Anyways, I was coming from West Salem, and we're going, and I seen that blue Altima in front of me, the baby blue one that's in my parking lot right now, and it was the same make and model, same color, everything. So it could have been like a setup, like they're trying to make me look like I'm stalking them or doing some shit or whatever. I don't know. Whatever their plans are. You know what I'm saying? I ain't tripping. I don't really care. Um, um, and then we got pulled into the new house, and my sister and her friend Sandy we furnished it, right. They put everything, the furniture in there, organized and moved a lot of stuff in there, all this stuff. You know what I mean? So they furnished everything. So when I got there, it was already like furnished and looked like a home, right? And then and then and then then uh then I was sorry about the train. 1:46 a.m. Um, I was went to the house, right, but then I moved out of that house and came to this house, and that blue Altima was in this parking lot, etc. And so I seen it and I barely realized it. You know what I mean? Like a little while ago. So I don't know if that correlates as a plot or plan or scheme of any type of sorts, but it does seem like it is so. But anyways, back to Officer Herrera. When I first moved in here, Jason and Scotty were helping me move in and helping my mom move stuff in here, right? Just normal stuff and moving to nothing, illegal bad. We're just moving stuff in. I always feel like I need to say that because people always lying and always trying to do some scheme or plot or plan or whatever. Anyways, uh, anyways, we moved in, and then the day we moved in and I got here, the neighbor with the blue Altima called the police the same day I moved in, and I didn't know why, and I was like, "What the fuck?" But my only theory, if they called it on me, because it was Officer Herrera, I seen him, and he was like looking at me. I seen him come here the first day I was here, talking to the neighbor that already had a bias or a preconceived perception of me that wasn't very good, right? And Officer Herrera had pulled up while Jason and Scott were here and were moving stuff from the U-Haul to inside the house, and they had called the police. I don't know why, what for a reason, but if it was about me, it would have started initiating organized crime or simply bias in the police station for the police to attack me or my family with brutality or vigilante tactics, etc. with the community. Um, that being said, is that I knew it was that same officer. So that means the officer was either doing an investigation and saying it was an investigation, or and just really just stalking me with his friends or whatever, or based on the bias, my assumption, based on the bias of a falsified police report or a falsified call by the neighbors with the blue Ultima that already seemed like they were, stalking me and pulling in front of me and while I was moving, right? So so uh so it kind of seemed they like, because in the first house I moved to over in this area, I had started prophesying and revealing things, right? Ops and plots and plans of people, channeling people, whatever the case was. So I was revealing things, right? So their plan was, as soon as I moved in, they would call the police so they can get a jump on it. But I was already exposing things and weirdos and fucking murderers and people poisoning things, people poisoning me and my family, etc. Way before I moved over here to this location. So that means they had to jump on the gun like that. As soon as I got here, they wanted to call the police to initiate their standing within the police reports, because usually people who call the police, they believe first, right? But but it looks to me as if they were already planning this from the initial move from West Salem to this area, while driving in front of me while I was on a live stream on this very account. And I asked my mom, that car looks suspicious, because I usually feel things, right? I usually feel when something's off. I was like, that car's suspicious or whatever. And so I look at it, and then it was right in front of us, right? Baby blue Altima. So that means they initiated the setup from West Salem to over this area in my first move, and then initiated it in this next move. That means it correlated with the same type of people, the same orchestrations, the same type of situations, but they try to get the jump on it to make the police report, or make a police report by assumption, because I don't know what the police report said, but I can go get it if I wanted to. Whatever they said, it'll be in the system or be in the notebook, you know what I mean? But I'm pretty sure it's about me. But anyways, so they jumped onto the situation as soon as started moving in. The police showed up that very day, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And he was looking at me, and it was the same officer, Officer Herrera. So this could be the situation where the community informed the police, whether falsified, everything's falsified because I'm not doing shit. So it has to be a falsified statement because I'm not doing shit. So they falsified a statement from the very beginning when I moved here, and then made police corruption implement in vigilantism and abusing their power. Brutality hasn't happened to me yet. I don't know if it's happened to my mom or someone else in my family, but I do believe that they're going to try to use brutality at one point or another, abusing their power and authority, implementing vigilantism, probably, implementing some of the plots and plans that have happened to me and my family. Who knows how far it goes? But this is the situations that happen and how things go, especially orchestrating in a small town where everybody knows each other, and they attack the new person, the black sheep, the person that likes to be isolated and from away from people to keep his peace, the person that just looks like the outcast, right? That's usually how it goes. The cool crowd, or the so-called cool people, is basically just a big old high school game. We talk to this people, we're cool with these people, we're cool with this gang, we're cool with these bikers, we're cool with these, we know everybody type of shit. That's just high school drama. That's just all it is. You haven't outgrown that shit. I know everybody. Ah, da, 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 da. Okay, what's that do? What's that? You know everybody. It just makes you look like an organized stalker or organized crime criminal. You know what I mean? But anyways, that's when they utilize false witnesses and false testimonies, etc. Da 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 da. You know what I mean? But anyways, I just correlated Officer Herrera to two incidents, or not even incidents, but two situations. Um, the first situation, uh, being I first moved here, and them trying to initiate their narrative by being first to inform said police officer Herrera and police department of whatever they're trying to pull their narrative of, etc. Um, because they already knew I was going to prophesy. They already knew I was going to, you know, talk, what I mean, and know things without knowing things, you know what I mean? Um, so they try to jump to it, but it already seemed like they initiated when I was moving from West Salem to this area. So they were in front of me with that same car. I believe same make and model, same color, same everything. I believe it's the same exact car, but I cannot confirm. Unless, well, I did get the license plate on my live stream, so I can confirm that. But 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 yeah. So it does look like they initiated it since West Salem to moving to this area, and then when I moved to this new house, it looks like they initiated it from the beginning because they knew I was going to prophesy, etc., etc., and I would reveal plots and plans and schemes. And then that was the first falsified statements probably made to the police, or what they heard or what they thought, or I don't know what the fuck. I don't give a fuck anyways. But then the second one is when I was intoxicated and I was talking to her boyfriend or whatever, and I had given him an accusation, which um, you know what I mean, which his reaction was for a gang member was justified. That's why you know what I mean. It's cool. You know what I mean. I ain't tripping on that because if someone's called me that, I've did worse to someone who called me the same thing. Let me tell you that. But anyways, um, but anyways, the cops came and they made another false statement saying I was trying to break in their house, but you know what I mean. The only time I would try to do that if I was trying to save somebody from being raped or fucking hurt or you know what I mean citizens arrest etc. So if what that was, then that's what that was. You know what I mean. But they had a falsified statement to the police etc. But anyways, that being said, is that the cops came and I went to live stream, etc. But yeah, so the cops were already informed. Officer Herrick came that first day, parked by the dumpster, and went there the first day. Went to their house the first day, and then the cops came again. So implementing probably the half true report on the second one, but half falsified, etc. But and then implementing police brutality or police attacks on me and my family in one way, shape, or form. I don't know if they attacked my mom yet, or my sister, or my other aunts, uncles. I don't know, but for me, you know, what I mean, uh, they initiated a vigilante attack. But anyways, uh, the police being activating in vigilantism, corrupt activities, etc. But I'm not pushing that narrative, you know what I mean? Because I'm innocent of basically everything, unless you guys are. And they like to work with CIs, and they like to get paid off, probably. And they like to just be in power and control, feel that power and authority, real narcissist type of vibe, you know what I mean? Um, a real abuse of power. But they have to remember they're public servants and peace officers. So if you're a public servant, you're a servant to the public. You're not you're not no higher authority. You get been gifted that authority to help the community, not to hurt it. So remember your place as a public servant and a peace officer. A peace officer is to bring peace and, you know, justified things to help, you know what I mean? Um, bring peace between every situation, is not to attack people etc. in any way, shape, or form, in with the law or without the law. I mean, outside the law, you're a public servant. You're paid by the public. You're paid by taxpayers. You're a public servant. That's what you are. You know what I mean? You can't get mad at me for telling you what you are when that's what you are, a public servant, a peace officer. That's what you need to be. You need to work work in justified actions. You're working with off-duty cops who are undercover, trying to implement certain things because they work with outside individuals that are gang related or organization related. You're working with CIs that are trying to exonerate themselves and implement other people, and the other people are not even the criminals. So that is police corruption because you're not doing your duty. You're not doing your well organized investigation duty. You know what I mean? So continue to act corrupt, and that corruption will consume. You know what I mean? That's just how it works. Negative energy consumes. Um, but anyways, that's how things happen. And then I already figured out that I don't know if he's related to Nicole Herrera, which was stalking me and my friend back in the day a while ago, and I think she was doing witchcraft or some shit. I don't know what, but she was trying to say I was doing this with my friend, da 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 da, and I wasn't. You know what I mean? And then it was nothing sexual or nothing like that. It was just some other bullshit. And then yeah, and she was talking shit to me about my friend and all this, and stalking me and her, and then da da da. But I don't know if he's related to her, but if he is, it would show a bias against me and my friend. And my friend's changed her life. She has kids and family and all that, married already. She's been lived here her whole life. Um, but it would show bias with that nature of that officer if he was related to Nicole Herrera, because that Nicole Herrera has been stalking me, my friend, for years, and then or just back in the day, he was talking shit about my friend, and then I was just like whatever. But anyways, She was making up lies and shit. And then uh and then yeah, but I don't know if that correlates or that doesn't correlate. There's so many people with the same last name, you never know, right? But but yeah, but Nicole Herrera was talking about drugs and this and that, so I do assume she's probably like an addict or a druggie or something, or maybe they're covering for her. Who knows? I have no idea. It can go, investigation can go everywhere, theorize, etc. But anyways, yeah, she was talking about my friend and drugs and all this other shit. But yeah, so I don't know if they're related or it correlates. It's just something that popped in my head and I talk about the investigations correlation. Seems like the Blue Ultima tried to set me up since West Salem to to the next house, to this house, and when they found out I was prophesying in the last house, when I moved here and moved first day I moved in, they called Officer Herrera to report me on a falsified report or statement. He informed the police department and the police friends that are all vigilante type people and know the community, so they inform the community. The community attacks me, the neighbors attack me, and then the police attack me and my family, implementing organized crime by a city, which is kind of like saying, I want the feds to come. I want the feds to come. You know what I mean? Basically acting in vigilantism and organized crime and then trying to exonerate criminals for other people that they don't like based on the bias of what they heard. But anyways, toodaloos. I'm gonna leave this investigation public. You guys can tap in. It's just a correlations that I was putting together, and stolen phones. The stolen phones by the Igor did tell me he has mob ties. So, but I don't think he would do that. Anna I think was Italian, so she might have been involved in some Italian type shit with my stolen phone. I did kind of think Mike Baker was there, but I didn't know him back then. But it looked like him, and they went outside to the patio, so it could have been him. And they could have stole my phone and tried to set me up in this whole orchestration with a long-term thing. But I don't know. That's just theorized until we see what's up or see what phone it is or see what things are happening. You know what I mean? But all my stolen phones are stolen. You know what I mean? And then my phone got stolen on 4th of July, I think by Chris or something. Uh, on 4th of July, and then Chris Prelich has stole money out of my account, my PayPal, and everything, and stole my tattoo guns and shit. It was either Chris or fucking somebody else, but I don't know. But they were doing shit. But anyways, that's all facts and shit. Anyways, tap in with the investigation. We can theorize all day, but I prophesied too, and then I connect things with reality and connect things with real facts, as well as prophecy. Prophetic One Investigations, FXM. You already know what it is. Real time, real life.